My name's Lauranne Middleton. I'm a District Crown Prosecutor, which means a legal manager, so I manage a team of lawyers at the Crown Prosecution Service in the West Midlands. The first job I ever had was selling shoes in a shoe shop at 14, but I actually went into the law very early. I went for sixth form work experience when I was 17 and stayed for 10 years at a defence firm in the West Midlands, a typical high street legal aid practice. I always wanted to be a lawyer, and I know that sounds really, really naff, but from when I was about 10 years old, and although I deviated and looked at other careers from time to time, I think I was always going to be a lawyer. I think just that sense of fairness and balancing two sides of the argument. I'm a great reader, so the fact that I can read things for a living really appealed to me, and I didn't really deviate from that. And then I went on the work experience at 17. As I've said, I loved it so much, I stayed for 10 years. The best piece of advice that I was given from an advocacy point of view in a courtroom was that the magistrates or the district judge, they want to hear what you've got to say. They actually are interested in you telling them a story, so don't be scared of saying too much in that courtroom type situation. And that's really stuck with me actually, that you can walk in, you can have nerves, a good amount of nerves I think is a really healthy thing, but that they're interested in you telling them that story that day. They're there to listen. So never be scared of telling them too much or giving the story to the magistrates in court. Well, I'd love that opportunity because I have a 13-year-old young girl myself who doesn't listen to anything I've got to say. So actually, if I'd got a captive audience, I would just advise them. I think there are a lot of people nowadays who will dissuade people from entering the law, particularly crime. There isn't much money in it for defence work, but I don't think that should be necessarily avoiding somebody following their dreams if that is what they want to do. I would still say that law is a fabulous career. I would recommend the Crown Prosecution Service as a great employer of particularly females because of the work-life balance that it can offer, flexible working. So to actually pursue that and not be put off at that early stage by people who will say, oh, don't go into that career, the money's not what it used to be, or you know, you're defending criminals. To go into it with an open mind and enjoy it, do something that you actually enjoy. I think particularly for women as well, if they do want a family or they may have caring responsibilities in the future, you need to look at future-proofing your career as well in something that you're going to be employed for a long, long time, so do something you enjoy and something that you can work with as a woman in the workplace. In terms of confidence, I think I started off in my career thinking that I was only getting positive praise because my manager was nice or my manager was fair, etc. And I think I had to realise, and it was by doing something actually externally to my job because I was part-time, and I became a governor at a local primary school. I eventually became chair of governors, and I think that gave me a lot of confidence to bring into the Crown Prosecution Service to apply for a manager's position, and I think without that I wouldn't have had the confidence to do it. So looking at that, I think it's called a portfolio career of other skills, although unpaid, I think actually made me a stronger person. It also gave me that ability in meetings to stand up for myself, to know when to speak, to know when to stop, and it gave me a set of skills that I didn't have at that point to bring to the workplace and then apply for a promotion when I was encouraged to do so.